Murchison.
So thank you, Mr. President. Just with your indulgence, I will just say it's good to be back. It was really good to have the really positive affirmation from my community to send me back, and I really thank them, acknowledge them for that. And also I'd like to also congratulate the member for Launceston and the member for Rumney on their very significant wins also, and receiving their strong endorsement from their communities. So it is good to be back. In case anyone wondered, I am back.
Yes.
So, Mr. President, to move on to the topic I wish to speak about today, I'm sure we have all watched in quiet awe at a pair of wedge-tailed eagles as they soar apparently effortlessly in our skies. They are truly majestic birds. Tasmania is the home to many majestic birds of prey, many that are endangered. Sadly, too many of these amazing birds are being seriously harmed and or killed due to vehicle strikes and interactions with power lines. Raptor Care Northwest are wildlife carers in northwest Tasmania and actually based in Wynyard. And they specialise in birds of prey. Adam and Lara Hardy rescue and care for the injured raptors. They undertake this work in a voluntary role and basically out of their garage. They do so without any government support or funding. In fact, they're often called on to assist the government agencies due to their expertise, which they also do not get paid for. They rehabilitate injured birds ranging from eagles through to bowbook owls, and typically look after 3 birds a month, with the aim of releasing them into the wild when they have recovered. They also aim to educate the public through social media networks, print media, and through dialogue with local farmers and property owners. Members of the public who've had initial contact with a bird are also updated on its progress and releases. They have a success rate of only 30% of re-releasing injured raptors, such are the nature of the injuries of these precious birds. Many birds of prey end up maimed or crippled while they are scavenging roadside carrion. Most species of raptor throughout Tasmania feed on roadkill, with the 2 largest, the wedge-tailed eagle and the white-bellied sea eagle, contributing to at least 50% of the raptors that come through the doors of the Northwest Rehabilitation Centre. According to Adam, one of their primary concerns is of this secondary feeding of birds of prey and how they're impacted. The figures for roadkill vary greatly depending on the source. However, whichever way you look at it, the figures are not small. Tasmania is notoriously known, sadly, as the roadkill capital of Australia. Hardly a proud badge for us to wear. Some figures suggest that an average 1 animal is killed every 2 minutes in Tasmania, with over 60,000 reports by a roadkill app over a 3-year period. This is a very conservative figure when one considers the amount that actually go unreported. Mr. President, when I visited Adam and Lara last week, they had rescued 4 birds the day before. This takes an enormous psychological toll on them. Adam took me to show me one of the magnificent white-bellied sea eagles that he was caring for, a mature male, one of a breeding pair from Boat Harbour. Whilst still alive, he was severely injured and, according to the local vet, was likely to require euthanasia. His legs were completely useless, just hanging below him. The level of roadkill that attracts these birds to feed on the roads is their primary concern. Adam said he can drive from Wynyard to Boat Harbour and count up to 15 dead animals on the side of the road. Carnivorous marsupials and birds of prey are the secondary casualties that feed on these dead animals. Many people travel from overseas and interstate to see our beautiful wildlife that is iconic to this state, and are often shocked to see the amount of roadkill on our roads. A common complaint from these visitors is, why is nothing done about it? To help mitigate this issue of losing so many endangered species, Adam asked that more is done by the state government and local councils in contributing to the removal of the dead animals throughout the state. I acknowledge that the Department of State Growth does have some initiatives in place to reduce animal deaths on our roads, such as under-road animal passages and rumble strips designed to scare away wildlife have been installed in specific locations, as well as some virtual fencing. State Growth, in collaboration with Parks and Wildlife Service, Natural Resources and Environment Tasmania and local councils, are continuing to work together to identify roadkill hotspots and try to develop ways to prevent them. However, I and Adam believe more public education is needed, and more raptor rescuers need to be trained to support this work with the support of Parks and Wildlife. Adam says the community also need to be alert while driving, encouraging us to watch out when you drive over hills and rises. There may be a wedge-tailed eagle on the other side of that rise. They are slow to move. They take 3 or 4 steps to pump up their wings. before they can get away. An ABC documentary called Rogue Hill Warriors will premiere at the Sydney Film Festival soon, with the hope that it will continue to raise awareness and educate visitors to Tasmania to slow down when travelling on our roads. Adam and Lara at the Raptor Centre work hard to actively promote the work the centre does through social media and other mainstream media. As I said, they receive no government funding and their work is entirely voluntary. We need to all take responsibility for our threatened wildlife, and I sincerely thank Adam and Lara for their incredible commitment to these precious birds.